and welcome to the Reparenting Daily podcast. In this podcast, we'll dive deep into reparenting, exploring all of the tools and resources that you'll need to help you along your journey. This podcast is divided into 3 sections. First is a daily reading, second is a discussion on the reading followed by journal prompts, and the last section is a peaceful meditation for closing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whenever and wherever you're joining us. Thanks for being here for another day of Reparenting Daily. For all those joining in for the first time, if you can go ahead and give us a like, share, subscribe, it would really help us to get some more engagement and to get some 5-star reviews on Apple and Spotify podcast, so we can go ahead and keep the word spreading about this podcast and hopefully continue to reach and help as many people as possible along their reparenting journey. That's one way to support the podcast, of course. Another announcement is that we also have a Patreon community where we meet 3 times a week on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Sunday is a group meditation, Tuesday is a book club meeting, and Thursday is an open topic discussion where we communicate. You can gain access to these group meetings and so much more by joining the Patreon community. Just go to the website, Reparenting Daily, and check out the community tab. There you'll find all the details about what's actually offered. We also have a WhatsApp group and much more to look forward to that will really help you along with your healing journey. And for the last announcement, I'd like to say that we are just releasing our first 2 books now at Reparenting Daily. So you can go to the website, check out the bookstore tab, and at the top, you will see our first 2 official Reparenting Daily books. So I'm so excited to tell you about those, guys. So the first is Reparenting Daily Journal. This is a daily journal that corresponds to the podcast and will be aligned with all of the episodes starting from the 1st of January. That means that each month has a certain theme, and each week is a sub-theme that corresponds to the theme of the month. So if you're really interested in following along with this project, we're going to be stepping things up. Now we're almost half or just over half the way through the year now. So for the second year of the podcast, we're going to be taking it up to a different level, doing some different things to make it more actually interactive and engaging. So I'm really looking forward to that. You can find that on Amazon also if you just search Reparenting Daily Journal. And the second book is a really interesting one that's close to my heart. I've always been a writer since I was younger, and I like to write stories. I also enjoy research and writing research papers. I just really enjoy writing, and so I've created a book which is called Fairy Tales for Reparenting. And these are a collection of stories, and basically this is volume 1. I'm going to make other volumes as well, but they're a collection of fairy tales that are based on stories that can provide hope and inspiration, encouragement. It's really meant as a way to help you be able to connect with your inner child. So it's a really creative exercise, really for myself to think through these, to have some fun with my imagination. But also reading them is really a good way to connect to your inner child, to get to some of those tender emotions, to do something a bit silly or childlike, You can sit there and, take your teddy bear, if you have one, from the practices that some people say when you're reparenting your inner child. This is something that you can also do to support that journey. It's fun. There are happy stories that will just leave you hopeful and inspired. So let me know what you think of those. You can find both of those on the website, and also check out the Amazon store. They are available on ebook as well as hardback and paperback. And the version volume 2 will be dropping sometime soon. I'm not sure if it's going to be in December or either January, but I'll be sure to let you know. Just working on some final edits there, but hopefully to have that around the corner. So without further ado, let's get started on the daily practice. Today's reading is from the ACA Daily Meditation, and it's entitled Old Tapes. If our parents had said we were bad, dumb, or inferior, they were actually projecting what they believed about themselves. As children, we were defenseless to throw off these projections. This loss and grief carried into our adult years. Big Red Book, page 200. The messages received during childhood can seem like an endless tape, the soundtrack of our dramatic lifestyles. Underneath the scapegoat role, one can hear the echoes of a caregiver who might have said, "You're a loser." Beneath the hero role, the equally disabling charge of being a perfect child rings in their ears. As children, we may have accepted such words as true. What we actually felt was likely denied. Whether we were belittled for being kids or praised for being perfect, we might have unwittingly carried these into our complex adult lives as a secret code of conduct. As we recovered, we began to realize that such messages stole from us our authentic internal sense of worth. Throughout reparenting, we listened carefully to those messages, recognizing their debilitating effects and how we recreate and reinforce them. Then we gradually worked to reduce their holds on us. On this day, I noticed the messages replaying from my childhood. I'll begin to lower the volume in my life until I can hear the voice of my authentic, true self instead. Thank you, and that's the reading for today. This reading emphasizes the importance of old tape, those negative messages from our childhood that replay in our minds and shape our behaviors and beliefs as adults. Reparenting involves identifying all of those harmful messages and replacing them with more empowering and affirming ones of our true selves and of our true worth. By listening to the echoes of these childhood roles and recognizing their origins, we begin to release their power and reconnect with our authentic true self. Through compassionate self-awareness and intentional healing, we can reclaim our inner sense of value, letting the voice of our inner parent guide us towards self-acceptance and self-love. As we move on to the journal prompts, number 1, identifying old tapes. What are some of the negative messages you've internalized as a child? How have these messages shown up in your life? And number 2, rewriting the script. Choose one of the old messages replaying in your mind. What will you say to your inner child to counteract that message? Write a loving affirmation in its place. Number 3, connecting with your true self. Reflect on a time when you felt deeply connected to your authentic self. What did that feel like? How can you nurture or amplify your voice in your daily life? Thank you. That's it today. And as always, take care of yourself and do be well. And now, let us move on to the final section, the meditation. This is an unguided meditation. I will simply provide some music and you can take some time to relax. Please feel free to choose a location and a place where you feel safe and where you can be undisturbed for the next 10 minutes. You can choose to be sitting down, standing, as you like, wherever you are most comfortable. Thank you for being here and enjoy the meditation.